I'm speaking of quality circles in academic libraries. I'll be very brief. When we mean quality circles, I'll go on telling what my paper says in the forthcoming slides. I'll just be saying why we need it. It is, as I've said, changing scenario in academic libraries. So our earlier speakers have already talked in, they have explained quite a lot about it. Increasing, when I say availability of information in varied forms, it is not only in quantity and also in different forms and formats that it is available, and changing information requirements of users. Lakshman Rao sir said it quite, he has explained about it. What our university users especially, they come with a varied needs. We have to satisfy a need of who doesn't even know how to use an OPAC to a very specific request of a researcher. So we have to cater to a very wide range of user needs in an academic library, and we need to extend the best in library services. Yes, we have to put out our best, especially in this environment, because we have to substantiate for what we stand and what and we have to specifically tell that the future is ours and you people, the society do needs us. So we have to put forth our best. And these are the changes. What we said, it's continuation of that. And major factors that are influencing the academic libraries are, one is economics. We have talked enough of it. All our activities almost spin around this factor. And technology, it has introduced speed in our operations, accuracy in our operations, but as a coin has two faces, it has got its own, shall I say, lacunas, not drawbacks, lacunas. So maybe our infrastructure or our lack of training to our staff, all these, they do tend to pose a problem. So it depends upon how we take it, but definitely that is going to induce a change in our libraries. And higher education. Higher education has indeed undergone many changes. There are multidisciplinary courses coming up, and distance education, and academic libraries have to cater to all these needs. The people with distance education, part-time students, researchers, teachers, and nowadays with this, people can opt for 2 or more courses at a time. So they have to cater to needs of all these users, especially an academic library. And then human resources. We have talked about it, the earlier two speakers, and so I would just to say, right organization environment would be very conducive for putting up the best in each worker in that particular library. So I would say please, why quality circles in academic libraries? So this is basically for encouraging change-friendly work. Earlier we said there is change, so people have to accept what are the changes and adapt themselves according to it. So QC does help in it. And then involving staff in decision making. So as I said, I'm short of time. I should have explained what is quality circle, but in the next forthcoming slides I will do it. Involving staff in decision making. This quality circle enables the staff to voice their opinions, to say what they want and how can they overcome a particular problem. So involving staff in decision making and tapping abilities and talents of staff. Many a times it happens that we will not be knowing the potential of a particular person. So if given an opportunity, given a situation where he can suggest or overcome some situations, so this helps for tapping abilities and talents of staff. And attributes of this can be said that this is participatory. QC is a form of participatory management. It is an HRD technique, and basically it's a problem solving technique. Next. This is definition. Next, please. Next slide. Okay. Definition, I'll just read it out. It's a small group of employees who work in the same work area, doing similar type of work, and I stress that who voluntarily meet. I wanted to stress on this. Who meet regularly to identify, analyze, and resolve work-related problems. Please. Okay. Training for QC. Whenever we want to embark on any project, training about that particular concept is very, very essential. So any library which wants to adopt QC has to make its members undergo training. And why training? To clarify misconception of what QC. It doesn't make changes overnight. So whatever misconception are there, to know exactly what is a QC. to translate theory into practice, to solve problems through simple techniques. Yes, again I would like to emphasize on it. This is not a big brainstorming, something like that. Simple things, our daily routine can be overcome by this QC, where people themselves suggest how to overcome, how to solve a particular problem. So these are at a very lower ebb. To improve communication skills, yes, some people are good at some things. So by this training, our communication skills will be improved, and to develop leadership qualities. They are almost interrelated. And the few characteristics of QC. These are the characteristics. Okay, next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay. Okay. I just want to say about why QC will not function properly. Please go to next slide. I want to emphasize on it, sir. Please go. This is the way how it actually functions. There are few problems in a library, and in that it says problem identification and selection. What is to be done first? Prioritize. What is to be done first? What is next? So that is then generate alternative solutions, select the most appropriate solution, prepare plan of action, implementation. This is a basic course how a QC functions. Please go to next slide. Yes, I like, it is a very good idea, yes, there are so many benefits out of it and that. Why does it not function for a longer time or everywhere? So if the first of all, the sir was telling about HRD development. If the morale of the employees is very low, no QC will function. And then lack of training. Just if the head hears it or learns something about it, he just can't impose it. Training is especially very, very essential, and it should not be used as a task force. As I said earlier, I emphasized voluntarily it should be taken up. And incompetent leadership. If the leader of the group is not competent enough to convey what happens, what the decision has been taken, so that also leads it. And lack of management support. All these leads to failure. Please next slide. Okay. To adapt to the changing environment and meeting varied information needs and sense of belonging by the members. This is very much necessary. We also participate in it. We also have a voice to opinion. So that is very important, and bring out the best from each strata of library. And it is human nature that one feels happy when XYZ is recognized. So best from each strata of library, when their decision or their opinion is given value, obviously we tend to perform better. Next slide please. Thank you sir. I have finished.